Hello again, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf here with Sfiligoj. How you doing, Eric?
Yes, doing good, Paul. A nice fall day here in Ohio. A little rainy. Had a lot of leaves in the yard this morning, which have now, with the wind, kind of disappeared. Or maybe my neighbor has them. I'm sure I'll hear about that later, perhaps. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was taking a gander out the window. I don't know what's nice about it, but it's a fall day.
It's a fall day. I mean, what do you expect in October? I mean, think about it, Paul. Usually this time of year, when the leaves are falling, you and I are headlining a whole bunch of folks in Chicago for our annual PACE meeting. But of course,
Yes.
Because of COVID this year, we didn't do that. And we were already in the process of making that event a little more grand, if you will. So I know you had a little talk about that last week, but if you want to remind our viewers what I'm talking about, please do so.
Yeah, so we're doing what we're calling a PACE Executive Series, which is basically going to be, we're going to communicate in a lot of different ways. I think through 2021, our PACE Executive Forum has been rescheduled to next October 2021. So really the next, those 13 months, 12 to 13 months, essentially, we're going to get after a lot of different topics related to some of the things that we're going to cover in this year's event. The first one is October 27th. As I mentioned, we've already got, we barely started promoting it. We already got a couple hundred signups, and interest is really high in this subject when it talk about consumer trends and consumer preferences and how that's going to affect the value chain. So if you go to Precision, listen to me. You go to paceexecutiveforum.com/executive series. We'll put the website up again. Just feel free to check it out. We'd love to have you there. The folks at EY, the consultants, are going to be leading a panel discussion and presenting some really interesting, compelling information that hopefully will help you in your decision making and strategic planning for your business. So hope you can join us. Thanks for that.
Hopefully, Paul, by next October, all the shenanigans with COVID-19 and cancellations of live events will be hopefully in our rear view mirror. And I bring that up because I know, we speculated a little bit about what's going to be going on with the early 2021 trade shows. And I know we already mentioned the Ag Expo out in California has been canceled, the one in Tulare. And actually, this week, we found out that our friends at the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association have decided to not hold an in-person event in January of 2021 for their annual meeting. They're going to go virtual. Gene Payne, the president, said it based on, the COVID situation in the state of Illinois, it's just still not considered safe to hold an in-person event. So they're going to do a virtual event that'll be about 60 to 90 minutes long instead. So again, I'm going to miss, I know, a lot of people have disparaged Peoria in January, but I actually find it a charming place to be. The weather doesn't always cooperate, but the food is excellent. The people are great. And I really have always enjoyed my time there. So
I agree with you in everything, except it is the coldest place on earth. It's the cold. January in Peoria is the world's coldest place. It is.
Yes, and I do remember the year we were there during the polar vortex, where I think it got to minus 22 degrees actual air temperature. I don't even know what the wind chill was, but I know we tried to stay outside for less than 15 seconds as we ran to the car and tried to warm it up. So.
Well, that was my last real memory of that, and it was indelible. Was walking from the Pere Marquette to the Civic. By myself in the morning, and it was like 20-mile-an-hour winds, and I have no idea how cold it was. Other than I'm not sure how I made it. They should have found me in the snow, dead somewhere, but I did survive somehow.
Well, nonetheless, I will miss seeing all my friends at the meeting and Gene Payne and everyone at IFCA. So hopefully we'll see you guys at Maggie, one would hope, come next summer. So
absolutely. Well, I wanted to share some interesting, exciting news from Helm Agro. They have a new, their new non-selective herbicide, Reviton, has been approved by the Environmental Protection Agency. It can be used as a desiccant or a non-selective pre-plant burn down, corn, cotton, soybeans, and wheat. The active ingredient Tergio is something that they got a joint marketing agreement from IFCA in, and that was, I guess, a real coup for them to win that and bring that to the market here in the States. So congratulations to Helm. Look forward to that hopefully being a positive new development in terms of weed control tool for weed resistance management.
Sounds important. Yeah, I know why. I got a press release regarding the active ingredient in that product not too long ago, so I knew something was forthcoming. So it's good to know that Helm has got out in front of this, and we'll have something for the 2021 season.
It is good news. So what else do you have, sir?
Well, this is something that we've been talking about since the storms hit our friends in Iowa back in the summertime. I know that you had commented and I have commented on friends that have sent us pictures of all the flattened corn acreage in the state. And actually, I ran across an item from USDA this morning. We do have some numbers, I guess, to put to some of this damage. Based on the USDA estimates, the corn loss because of the Derecho storm event and also drought conditions in the state of Iowa for 2020 will come out to about 50% of the crop. So again, that'll be a big hit for the corn harvest here in 2020. I would imagine that means that corn prices will probably be a little bit on the upswing. I know we've had bad corn years in other states before, but a major corn producing state like Iowa, I don't remember them having such a significant loss of the potential harvest ever pop up just before harvest season. So this will be something we'll obviously be keeping an eye on going through the fall.
Yeah, crop price at least recently have been up, and it's always the silver lining when bad news hits one area. The good news for those that haven't been able to produce the crop is that you have a little bit of a higher price. But best wishes goes out to those folks that you can come back again in 2021 and rebound from this. But it's just Mother Nature. You never know.
It's true. And I know you had something else to share a little bit, not quite Mother Nature, but sort of Mother Nature.
Well, I just find it interesting, just as a wrap up, the last 6 months or so, we've seen a lot of discussion about, I guess, regenerative ag and carbon credits and carbon sequestration. And we've seen a lot of partnerships and folks getting together, new initiatives coming from companies that are original initiatives. So we just saw something come from Indigo just the other day, and it's reaching down into retailers, food companies. It's getting serious. And talking to a couple of folks, the idea that the folks that are buying stocks that are a little more liberal minded, that have lots of money and who are looking to invest in stocks that really do reflect companies that are doing the right thing environmentally, is getting more and more serious, and there's more attention being paid to that. We're seeing a lot of it now in terms of these things getting released. So that's something that we're going to be keeping an eye on. Editorially, we're going to be taking a closer look at that over the next couple of months to see, where this is really going and, how much it's really going to affect the value chain over the next, probably, year or so. So it's an interesting trend, something we should be watching. And heck, if it adds value to the crop and adds value to the farmer, at the farm gate, it's good for everybody.
I smell an issue theme coming up.
Possibly, sir. We'll be talking about that.
All right. And one final note before we go off for this week. This will be the final week coming up here to get your CropLife 100 forms back to me. So for the dozen or so companies that have been crunching their numbers here at the end of the deadline, please get everything back to me by Thursday, October 22nd, so I can start tabulating the information and have our annual report ready for the December issue coming up quickly here, probably before you know it. So
before we know it, but not before you know it, because it's going to be your life for the next month.
Yeah, I suspect you are so true making that statement. Turkey, what turkey? Got no time for turkey. I got time for CropLife 100. So
where's that issue, sir? All right. Well, with that, we'll sign off for this week. We appreciate you joining us for this edition of CropLife Retail Week, and we'll see you next week.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.